Welcome to the Northwest Sports Fanatics YouTube channel. I am your host, Orion. I got a great show for you here today. We have the Athletics versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Wednesday, everyone. On the left, center fielder for the Athletics, Lawrence Butler, and on the right, second baseman extraordinaire, offense and defense, it's our guy, Cole Young. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Athletics. Leading off for the Athletics at first base, Nick Kurtz. Batting second, DHing this afternoon for the A's, Shea Langeliz. Batting third, playing right field, Carlos Cortez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Tyler Soderstrom. Batting fifth, playing shortstop for the A's, Jacob Wilson. Batting sixth, playing second base, Jeff McNeil. Batting seventh, playing third base, Max Muncy. Batting eighth, playing center field, Lawrence Butler. And batting ninth, making his first appearance in the series, catcher Austin Wins. And on the mound for the A's with a 2-1 record and ERA of 3.54, it is Aaron Savali. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper Cal Raleigh. He's homered in the last 2 games. Will he make it 3 in a row? Batting third, center fielder who's been hot as of late, center fielder J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting fifth, playing left field, Randy Orosarena. Batting sixth, DHing today for Seattle, Luke Raleigh. Batting seventh, playing right field, the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, playing second base, Cole Young. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Seattle, Leo Rivas. Playing third base, Leo Rivas. And on the mound for the Mariners, with a 1-3 record, an ERA of 4.03, it is Logan Gilbert. Now, obviously, we know he hasn't been very good this season, but against the A's in the last 2 years, he's got a 1.99 ERA, 42 strikeouts, 2 walks in 5 games. So we have to hope, that we get that good version of Walter, a.k.a. Logan Gilbert. All right, let me get settled in here, make a few adjustments. Make sure all my screens are good to go. I swapped out that last Leo Rivas photo, and the last time that he played with that photo that I used, he had a different position. So let's make sure we get everything correct here as we get settled in. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. And again, we're going against a right-handed pitcher. We get our strong guys in the lineup with Canzone and Raleigh. So I do think that we have a very good chance of winning this game here today. We got the day off tomorrow, and then we go on the road to play the Cardinals in a 3-game set. And we're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Jerry in the building, what's good? Mike in the building, what's good? Marine Bean in the building, what's good? I love in the building, what's good? How are you? Jeremy in the building, what's good? I mean, there's a number of reasons. Obviously the WBC had a part of it. And sometimes guys start a little bit slow, and obviously momentum goes both ways. When things are going great, it feels like you can't do anything wrong, but when things are going bad, one thing leads to another, bad hitting, but then we started to get it turned around in the Astros series. Then starting pitching kind of went sideways with a few of our guys. Then the bullpen started going sideways. Dan Wilson, being average to below average manager, made things go sideways. So, communication on defense, not running the bags well, not really getting, hit by too many pitches, not getting walked often, to get that extra support with guys on base, and getting caught, sleeping at the, on the bags. There's a number of reasons why things haven't really gone our way, but we still got a long year. And again, I still think that we can turn it around. And on top of that, the AL West isn't good. So all the teams are struggling. So, with that being said, even though this is not what we expected, maybe most Mariner fans expected to be, maybe flip-flop the record, maybe 15-10 rather than 10-15. But again, there's a number of things that have gone against us, and this is not anything new, for us Mariner fans that have been fans for a long time. Remember, we had a 20-year drought, not making the playoffs with really no hope. So again, we're, past that point, but we haven't really proven that we can make the playoffs in back-to-back years yet in this new Julio Cal Raleigh regime. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to get it done here today. All right, here we go. Nick Kurtz in the box, Logan Gilbert on the mound. First pitch from Gilbert to Nick Kurtz, high and away. 1-0 count. We got Logan Gilbert on the mound, Nick Kurtz in the box. One-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. Nasty slider there by Logan Gilbert. 85 miles an hour to Nick Kurtz. And again, how we do against this team here today will really determine on what we do with the first three hitters. Kurtz, Langoliers, and Cortez have been electric. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Kurtz. Let's go, Logan. And Castillo pitched well yesterday, but then the bats didn't come alive. And then the guys that we normally rely on in the pen, 2 of our 3 best, Bizzardo and Spire, they didn't do their job. And so, it's always one thing or another with this team. 1-1 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour there by Gilbert. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nick Kurtz. 2-1 pitch, low and away, 3 balls and 1 strike to Nick Kurtz. But like I was mentioning, in the last 2 years versus the A's in 5 games, an ERA of 1.99 with 42 strikeouts and only 2 walks. Now, obviously, this version of Logan Gilbert this year hasn't been as electric, but we'll see how it goes. 3-1 pitch, low and at the knees, and a walk to Nick Kurtz, and that's how Luis Castillo started his day yesterday as well. And again, a walk isn't ideal, but again, we can maybe set up a double play, hopefully at some point, and it's better than giving up a home run to the first batter of the game. Next up, DHing today in the 2-hole, Shea Langoliers. So we won't have to worry about him throwing anybody out from the knees behind the plate. And hopefully we can limit the damage of Langoliers, number 1 on the A's with 8 home runs this season. First pitch to Langoliers, slider right down the middle, big swing and a miss, 85 mile an hour high heater, 0-1 count. Logan Gilbert on the mound, Shea Langoliers in the box. And he has been amazing this year, filling in for the absence of Brent Rooker. Dark Passenger in the building, TJ in the building, what's good? 0-1 pitch, and that goes into right field, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Shea Langoliers. And luckily, we're not going against a left-handed pitcher, regardless if their ERA is 2 or 20. It seems like no matter who we go against as a lefty, having that terrible split lineup with Ref Snyder and a few others, we just don't win, even when our pitching is good, like with Castillo yesterday. But luckily, we got a righty on the mound to at least start the game for the A's. And, again, hopefully we can end up doing a little bit of damage. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shea Langoliers. And again, having Luke Raley and Dominic Canzone in the lineup is essential, especially with no Brandon Donovan. We haven't really proven that we can win without Brandon Donovan. And again, if we're not going to have Donnie in the lineup, one of the best hitters on the team and a pretty damn good defender for playing third base for the first time, throw to first, and Kurtz is safe. Like, you got to have Dominic Canzone and Luke Raley in there. And honestly, if they continue with the splits, it's going to be a long year. In my opinion, I don't want to see Rob Refsnyder or Connor Joe or any of those other, mid-level backups play at all. The only other guy that I would want to play that isn't maybe normally a starter would be Victor Robles when he comes back from the injury. He's worthy of playing, once in a while, in right field, DH, or in the box. 1-2 pitch. And that is out of play. And we know Victor really hasn't been the same player since his injury, where he dove into the netting and the wall and ended up being out for a good majority of 2025. But he brings a little bit of a vibe and juice, when he ends up being out there on the field and in the dugout. So, that might be the only guy that I would actually want. And hopefully we bring up Colt Emerson once his injury heals. We need him. 1-2 pitch. After that last one was fouled off by Langoliers, and a little blooper there in the right field, right in front of Dominic Canzone. And now we got runners at first and third with no outs. Come on, Logan. You got to be better. And we know how good Langoliers has been lately, so I'm not really surprised that he was able to, fight that at-bat out and get a little, dribbler there. But now we definitely need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout in the 3-hole right fielder, Carlos Cortez. On deck is Tyler Soderstrom. And it also shows you, how good the A's are this year. Definitely a team that potentially could go from, worst to first. And with no Brent Rooker, they have enough talent. The only mistake that they maybe made was letting Mason Miller go to the Padres. But other than that, this team, even though pitching is very off and on, we could say the same for us, even though we have better talent than them. They have some excellent hitters, and they have some pretty damn good defenders as well. They're definitely taking a leap here in 2026. First pitch to Cortez is low and away. Top of the first inning, runner at first and third. We had a Kurtz walk, and then we had a little blooper into right field in front of Dominic Canzone playing right field. They got Luke Raley DHing again. Slider 6 miles an hour by Gilbert, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, and ends up going around low and at the knees. If Cortez would have been patient, that would have been a 2-0 count, but goes enough around for us to get the 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and third and no outs. And again, realistically, they're probably going to take a 1-0 lead minimum with runners at first and third with no outs, with a sac fly or another base hit. But we have to limit the damage here early. But at least we have, Canzone and Raley in the lineup. So, we should be able to score more runs. The magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We hit that. We should be able to compete and win today, as long as the bullpen or Gilbert doesn't shit the bed. 2 balls and 1 strike to Carlos Cortez. Pitch was low and away. Slider 88 miles an hour by Gilbert. 2-1 pitch. And a little dribbler that goes right to Logan Gilbert. Wow! Logan Gilbert had the ball go inside of his jersey. Holy cow. I have never seen that before. Wow. Line drive by Logan Gilbert. And it ended up going in between the buttons. I mean, he had his whole jersey buttoned up, and it ended up going inside of the jersey within the buttons. And you have to realize, with the jersey that I got on right now, as well as any Mariner jersey, that's only enough of a gap for a baseball literally to fit. And I don't know if I have ever, wow, incredible. And it's like one of those things where you see, basketball players where they put the jersey, the ball underneath the jersey, and they kind of spin it around, and it kind of whips around from the front to the side to the back. It was almost like one of those, but the baseball had the momentum to kind of go in a circular motion inside of the jersey. That was incredible, because Gilbert was looking down. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? And then it ends up being inside of his jersey. I have never seen that before in my life. But again, this Mariner team, I mean, you just never know what you're going to see on a day in, day out basis. Holy cow, unreal. The probability of that happening, is like 1 in, 5 billion. Again, I've been watching games, since the mid 80s, and I have never seen that happen before. Well, it never hit the ground. If the A's want to complain, you can't catch the ball with the jersey, but the ball went in, to the stomach area, never hit the ground. To me, that's an out. Same thing if that would have happened for the A's to the Mariners, I would say, yeah, that's just a hell of a play, And the umps are going to talk about it, but again, it never hit the ground, you know, and what are the chances of the ball going in between the gaps of the buttons into the jersey? But obviously if it hits the ground after going into the jersey, you know, that's a hit, you know, but again, if it doesn't hit the ground, how can you not call this an out? I mean, we've had everything going against us. We have to have at least something go our way, you know, a crazy ass play like that. But what are they going to call? What, bases loaded now with no outs? Give me a break. Just because they haven't seen that play before. This is terrible by not giving us an out here if that's what they're doing. It never hit the ground. This is definitely going to be in the highlight reels. And again, you know, this may be something that, again, like the Joe Adele game, robbing 3 home runs in right field, you may never see that happen again. It's one thing for a team to rob 3 home runs in a game, but not a single player. Even Ken Griffey Jr. said it might have been the best defensive game he's ever seen. And again, I've never seen a line drive go in between the buttons into the jersey, whip around, and stay inside of the jersey like that. I mean, the chance of that happening is like 1 in 5 billion. And it kind of looks like the umpires are going to call it a hit, which is kind of bullshit if you ask me. Never hit the ground. If it hits the ground, you know, then it's one thing. But if it doesn't, unbelievable that they're going to call it a hit. Never hit the ground. And again, you know, if this ends up happening again, they need to make this a rule change. If it, you know, 1 in 5 billion play happens and it never hits the ground, you know, that's an out. Period. Doesn't hit the ground. It's not like Logan had a choice on where that ball was going to go. And if it ends up deflecting off of him, right, that ends up being a hit. There's no issue there, you know. Unbelievable. And now we got bases loaded with no outs. And now we just have to pray that we can limit the damage here. Next up is Tyler Soderstrom. He pops it up. This should be a sac fly from third. Julio is there. Strong throw here into home, or into at least the infield, the second base. And runner scores with the sac fly, 1-0 Athletics. Unbelievable that they didn't call that an out. You should have called that an out. You know, and regardless if that happens to us or another team, if it never hits the ground, it's an out. That'll be something that the review board will have to go over in the future. But again, when's the next time that something like that's going to happen? It may never happen ever again. But they definitely made the wrong call, in my opinion. And I would have said that regardless if we had, you know, guys on or not. Next up is Jacob Wilson. And even if that happened with the, you know, Mariner batter doing it to an A's pitcher, I would have said it's an out. It's a hell of a play. And then we get Jacob Wilson to pop up. Randy Arozarena is there, and that is 2 away. But at least if the runner, you know, that ended up getting that freebie doesn't score, you know, then I guess I'll be okay. But still, they ended up getting that batter on, which would have been nice to be able to have that out. Good defense there as Jacob Wilson flies out, and that is 2 away. Next up in the 6th hole, second baseman Jeff McNeil. But again, you know, the crazy things happen with this Seattle Mariner team, you know. You never know what you're going to get on any given game, and that'll definitely be something that will be on every, you know, sports channel moving forward later tonight. First pitch to Jeff McNeil, the former Met. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. And again, with bases loaded and no outs, if we only are down 1, that's going to be good. And again, we do have Canzone and Raleigh in the lineup. I still think we are going to be able to battle the adversity. We're not getting swept today. And again, we're having a day off tomorrow as that pitch is high and away. Change up 85 miles an hour by Gilbert. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeff McNeil. We got the day off tomorrow. We got the NFL draft. So that'll be something to be able to stream or watch. And then obviously we go on the road to the Cardinals. Very good team this year with Jordan Walker, who's extremely hot. Line drive up the middle, and that goes right in front of Julio. Another runner is going to score. Shea Langoliers. Pick it up, Julio. And now it's 2-0 A's. Luis Castillo and Logan Gilbert definitely have been liabilities for our starting pitching staff. You know, pitching, you know, whether it be the starters or the bullpen, you know, we got to come together. Cade Anderson, get the call up. You know, we could use Cade in the bullpen, you know, sooner than later to give us a little help, even though they want him to be a starter. And again, I know Logan, was looking for, potentially, a deal, but I'm not really sure if Logan Gilbert is going to be, on this team in the future. We know Castillo is kind of getting a little bit older, but again, you got Wu, you got Kirby, and we know what we have, with those two guys. Emerson Hancock, we don't really know how consistent he's going to be after this year. And you would assume, Logan Gilbert will be a part of this team for the future, but again, it all really depends on how consistent he is. And obviously, if he ends up playing bad this year, they're not going to offer him as much money as he wants, even though he has been pretty damn good overall, being a part of this Mariner organization. First pitch is low and at the knees with a curveball, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch ends up being a strike down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Max Muncy. 1-1 pitch, another ball there to Muncy, low and at the knees. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour there by Logan Gilbert. 2 balls and 1 strike to Max Muncy. But I'm definitely concerned, with Gilbert. There we go. Nice throw. Cal Raleigh to Cole Young, and we end up throwing out the runner, and that's exactly what we needed after everything going against us here early on. And again, having that line drive go in between the buttons of the jersey into the jersey, and for them not to call that an out, one of two things, I guess could have happened in that situation. Obviously they could have called them out, which would have been the right call, or they end up kind of just doing a redo, which they ended up doing. But again, they didn't even do the redo. They just put him at first base, like as if it was a hit. If anything, if you're not going to call it an out, probably should have ended up having him, with a redo, back at home plate. So not only did they not give us the out, they didn't give him a redo. They just made it like he got a single, which was a horrible call. Just because they haven't seen it before, again, but, it never hit the ground. Just saying. I mean, when it ends up hitting the roof, they do a redo like it ended up happening yesterday. Why didn't they do a redo on a play like that? Makes you kind of wonder. Let's go to the bottom of the first inning. With everything against us, we got to find a way. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up for the Mariners, leading off at shortstop, J.P. Crawford. J.P. is definitely due for a home run. Hopefully we can get one here today. Batting second, that had homers in yesterday's game and the day before. Starting to heat up slightly. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Can he make it 3 games in a row? We might need him to. And batting third, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. 18-game on-base hitting streak. He's been very good, batting over 300 in the last 11 games. We're going to need Julio potentially to hit a home run as well, or get some big RBIs. Only has 1 on the year like JP. Something's got to give. And on the mound for the Athletics with a 2-1 record, ERA of 3.54, Aaron Savali. Try to ends up. Let's go, M's. 56 subs away from 23,900. And again, if they're not going to, give us the out, it should have been a redo, back at the plate, not just, it's a single, And hopefully that'll change the rule in the future, that if they're not going to call it a hit, that you have to call it a redo, not an automatic single. For whatever reason, the umps decided to do that against us. First pitch is high and away. 4-seam fastball, 90 miles an hour by Savali to Crawford. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Sinker, 91 miles an hour in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. 1-1 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to JP. Cutter 88 miles an hour, high and away. JP Crawford in the box, Aaron Savali on the mound. And luckily we're going against a righty, so we get our better players in the lineup. But it definitely shows you how valuable Brandon Donovan is to this team, and not having him available is really hurting us. And not only that, going against left-handed pitching and having guys like Rob Refsnyder and Connor Joe in for the most part, and having a weak lineup where we're doing these splits. We got to stop it with the splits, until we start actually winning games. Because every time we're running the splits, and having Refsnyder play, and you're not having Raleigh or Canzone, it's killing us. Line drive and ends up going foul about 10 rows back. Great souvenir for that fan there. Cutter 89 miles an hour there by Savali. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. Start us off with some Uncle Mo and some momentum. 3-2 pitch from Savali. And JP crushes it into right field. Oh, just foul. Starting to get a little rhythm there with the swings, and hopefully it'll pay off with a single, double, or a home run. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 A's. 3-2 pitch. There we go. And that's what it kind of felt like it was eventually going to happen. J.P. Crawford with a nice base knock into right field. He was definitely seeing the baseball in those previous 2 at-bats that went foul. Nice job by J.P. And again, getting a guy on base early is going to be essential, regardless if we're down by a run or 2 like we are, or if the game is tied 0-0. Great job by J.P. Crawford. And again, he's been doing a pretty damn good job leading off for the Brendan Donovan absence. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, baby. Let's go. First pitch, takes a strike looking with the curveball right down the middle. 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. Oh, 1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Ended up going for a moonshot swing there. No balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And again, if he can end up, having a couple moonshot swings, but also a couple single, double type of swings, try to pull the baseball into left or right field, that could definitely help. Otherwise, it's going to be either a home run or a strikeout, and more of the times than not, strikeout or pop-up. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 A's. Savali on the mound, big dumper in the box. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Cal. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes the big dumper. 91-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball there by Aaron Savali, bringing a little electricity there for the A's, and that is 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, in the 3-hole, center fielder Julio Rodriguez, who's been extremely hot as of late within the last 11 or 12 games. Let's keep it up. J-Rod. Only 1 home run so far on the year. He's definitely overdue for a home run here. First pitch right down the middle with a cutter, 87 miles an hour, 0-1 count. .417 average against Savali, 5 for 12 with a home run, and Julio with a nice hit into the gap in left field. Here we go. And with everything going against us in that top of the first inning, great start here with 2 of the 3 guys in the top of the lineup. Nice job by J.P. Crawford with a single. Nice job by Julio Rodriguez with a single as well. 1 to right field and 1 to left field. Julio is hot. Next up, give me the highest leg kick you've ever seen. First baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Single, double, home run, taking a walk, getting hit by a pitch. Let's keep the inning going. We got to be able to try to get a minimum of 1 here in this inning. But hopefully, we tie it up or take the lead. That would be fantastic. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. Come on, Naylor. And Naylor with a base knock. Here we go. Let's go. And now we got bases loaded with 1 out. Here we go. Nice job by JP. Nice job by Julio. And a nice job there by Josh Naylor. Let's go. We're not going against a lefty pitcher today. And we got Raleigh and Canzone in the lineup on top of it. Let's go. Next up in the 5-hole, left fielder with bases loaded, Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. And again, obviously, grand salami is the best case scenario. Randy really hasn't been seeing the baseball, as good as maybe he has a few games back. But with that being said, hopefully he'll be able to get an RBI here. Bottom of the first, bases loaded with 1 out. We're down 2. We can't get swept in this series. Day off tomorrow, NFL draft. And then we obviously have a road trip against the Cardinals, which will not be easy. First pitch, low and away. Slider, 85 miles an hour by Savali, 1-0 count. Even Randy taking a walk here and getting that cheap run from third to come home would be great. 1-0 pitch to Randy. Takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Randy. 1-1 pitch. And a little dribbler by Randy that goes foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. You know, again, we know he's a liability with ground balls and left. Pop-ups, he's pretty good. And again, you know, he was seeing the baseball pretty well. One of the, 3 or 4 players that has actually hit, a 300 average at some point, in this 2026 season. Let's see if Randy can come up big. 1-2 pitch. Good eye. High and away. If that was Randy last year, that would have been strike 3. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Got to get at least a minimum of 1 this inning, but hopefully 2 or 3, maybe even 4 if we're really, really lucky. 2-2 pitch. Randy crushes it into right field, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. And obviously, best case scenario, Randy hitting a grand salami, which would be fantastic, but... And his batting average is just under 300, but he has been pretty consistent. 2-2 pitch. Whoa! High and inside. Cutter, 89 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Take the walk, Randy, if it's not there. Get this freebie run in at third if needed. 3-2 pitch. Randy hits it into left field. Okay, tag up and go. Tag up and go. Run, 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 JP, slide. Yes! There we go. Nice sac fly by Randy, getting it just deep enough for JP Crawford to come home. And that's what I'm talking about, baby. We got to match that energy. Nice job. JP coming home. Randy with the sac fly, bringing the electricity with 2 away. JP scores 2-1 Athletics. Here we go. Next up, Luke Raleigh. And Nuke with a Luke. That would be fantastic. We got runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Luke Raleigh in the box. And on deck, the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. And especially with everything that happened against us in the top of the first inning, it kind of felt like it was really essential to score within the first 2 innings, because the longer that we sit at that 2-0 score, the longer the game is going to go, where we start to lose hope and we're going to get swept. So, thankfully we ended up responding. And again, we're going against a righty. We do good against righty pitching. We do good at home. So this is a good formula, to be able to find a way to at least prevent the sweep and go on a good note on the road to St. Louis, obviously starting Friday. Let's go, Luke Raleigh. First pitch to Raleigh, takes a strike right down the middle, 0-1 count. And think about how many times, Randy has been in a position like that and ended up, hitting into a double play or, not really getting anything. So awesome for Randy to come up big there. 0-1 pitch from Savali to Luke, and just gets a piece of that as it goes back to the T-Mobile bricks. Splitter, 85 miles an hour there by Savali. No balls and 2 strikes to Luke Raleigh. And they got Luke playing DH again with Canzone in right field. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. (0-2) pitch from Savali. High and away. Good patience there from Luke Raleigh. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Savali to Raleigh. (1-2) pitch to Raleigh. Little dribbler towards first base and foul. Curveball, 78 miles an hour there by Savali. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, 2-1 A's. And if we can get an RBI out of Luke to tie this game up, that would be amazing. It hasn't gone our way, obviously, in the first 2 games in this series after losing game 1 and against the Rangers and winning the last 2 games and winning the series. Felt like we were starting to get back on track slightly after getting swept by the Padres, but, it's definitely been a very challenging year. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Cutter, 89 miles an hour, missing by Savali. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Raleigh. Let's go, Luke. We need a nuke. 2-2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Raleigh. Let's go, Luke. Bottom of the first inning, 2-1 A's. Runners at first and second, 3-2 pitch. High and away. There we go. Great patience by Luke Raleigh. And Luke Raleigh takes the walk, and we got bases loaded for a guy that we know can hit a grand salami. Right fielder today, the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Let's go. On deck is Cole Young. Let's get it. We got a good chance here to potentially put up 2, 3, 4, 5 runs if we can get to Cole Young and Leo Ribas. Let's go. Come on, Dom. First pitch to Dominic Canzone. Takes a strike right down the middle. 0-1 count. Bottom of the first inning. 2-1 A's with bases loaded and 2 outs. Shows you how good we are with right-handed pitching compared to left, even though we desperately miss Brandon Donovan. 0-1 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dominic Canzone. Got to cash in here. Minimum 1 more run. Got to. Best case scenario, 2, 3, or 4. But, we don't got to get too greedy here. But if it ends up happening, that would be great. We need it. 1-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dominic Canzone. And even if Dom takes a walk to get that runner to come home from third, we got to find any way to make it happen. Hit by a pitch, a walk. Now, obviously, if Canzone can get a hold of one, that would be the best case scenario. 2-1 pitch from Savali. Big swing and a miss. If he would have just been patient there, that would have been a 3-1 count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Nowhere near being a strike if he just would have been patient there. That cutter definitely fooled Dominic Canzone. Come on, baby. We need the Italian stallion to come up big here. Come on, Dom. Bases loaded with 2 outs. 2-2 pitch from Savali to Canzone. High and away. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone, and that would have brought the runner home from third if he wouldn't have swung at that previous pitch on number 4. Come on, Dom. Full count here. Let's go. Big moment here for the Mariners. 3-2 pitch with bases loaded to Canzone. And that is strike 3 looking brutal. Why did Canzone not swing there? And we leave 3 stranded, but at least we ended up scoring the 1 run. But again, we could have ended up having so much more there. Tough break. But I guess that's the story of the Mariners in 2026. We have some tough breaks, apparently lately. End of the first inning, 2-1 A's, but at least we got 1 to be positive. Let's go to the top of the second inning and see who's up next here for the Athletics. In the 7-hole, third baseman, Max Muncy. Batting second in the 8-hole, playing center field today, Lawrence Butler. And playing for the first time in the series in the 9-hole, catcher, Austin Wins. And on the mound for the Mariners, coming into the game with a 1-3 record, ERA of 4.03, struggling this year with Luis Castillo, even though Castillo was incredible yesterday, Logan Gilbert. Now, obviously, a 1.99 ERA in the last 2 years with 42 strikeouts and 2 walks in 5 games, but last year's Logan Gilbert compared to this year is kind of night and day. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, we're at 42 likes, 58 to 100. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Top of the second inning, 2-1 A's. And again, it's not often that we're going to get, that many guys, available, and again, sometimes we're going to cash in and we're going to score, 4 or 5 runs in the first inning. Sometimes you're only going to get 1 or 2, and sometimes you get none. And, could have been worse, but definitely a missed opportunity there by Dominic Canzone. He would have been a little bit more patient in the box. We could have gotten a walk and got that runner to come in at third to make it 2-2. But we got to be able to stay positive. First pitch from Gilbert to Muncy, high and inside, 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. 262 average, 2 homers, and 7 ribbies for Muncy this season. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Max Muncy. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Top of the second inning, 2-1 A's. 1-1 pitch. High and away. Curveball, 80 miles an hour, getting away from Gilbert there. 2 balls and 1 strike to Max Muncy. Two-one pitch, a little dribbler towards third base and foul. Slider, 85 miles an hour there by Gilbert. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Max Muncy. Two-two pitch. Hard hit ball. JP is there. Throw to first is high. Damn. And he is safe. Come on. A very uncharacteristic throw. And again, normally JP is going to make a good throw. If anyone's going to have a high throw, it would be Rivas at third. And that one definitely was very uncharacteristic there from JP Crawford. Had a little bit of too much mustard on it. We were lucky that Naylor jumped and ended up getting that ball and catching it, but that was a huge error on JP. Come on, JP. You got to be better. Next up is Lawrence Butler. Throw to first, and Muncy is safe. Now we desperately need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. Let's go. Hopefully that's the only error that we have all day. Can't afford to have this game, be one of those games where we have like 2, 3, 4 errors. We already have plenty of things going against us already. First pitch to Butler, high and away, and Cal is challenging. Cutter, 91 miles an hour. Looks like it gets a piece of the strike zone. And it does. Great challenge there by Cal Raleigh. 1-0 count, gets flipped to now 0-1. Nice challenge there by the big dumper. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Butler. Well, it's not necessarily poor hitting. We got 3 hits. Just we weren't able to cash in with bases loaded, and that's baseball. So, it's not like we're at 0 right now. It's not like the Athletics are at 5. Things could be a hell of a lot worse. And again, we have a righty on the mound. And when we have a righty on the mound, and we have Canzone and Raleigh in the lineup, we usually win or compete. So, 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lawrence Butler. Imagine if we had a lefty on the mound and we had fucking Ref Snyder and Connor Joe in after losing the first 2 games. Your vibe would be much different. So got to keep positive as much as possible. Not everything is going to go our way. You got to be able to face the adversity. It's not easy being a Mariner fan. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Butler. Nice punch out there by Logan Gilbert. Way to bring a little bit of electricity there on the mound with a little bit of a shaky start for Logan Gilbert. Nice job, Logan. And that is 1 away. Next up in the 9 hole, 0-for-0, catcher Austin Wins. See if we can get a double play here. Slow dribbler up the middle by Wins, who did not play in the first 2 games. First pitch, pops it up and out of play. 0-1 count. Give me a slow dribbler up the middle to Cole Young or JP Crawford. A nice smooth throw to Naylor. No high throws like JP with the error. And then we get out of this inning. But again, if we can get back-to-back punch-outs or a punch-out and a pop-up, a punch-out and a ground-out, any combination where we keep this game 2-1, and hopefully we can tie it up in the bottom of the second. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Austin Wins. Nasty slider there by Gilbert, 86 miles an hour, low and inside at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Austin Wins. Trident's up. Let's go M's. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Nice job by Logan Gilbert. Another punch out for Walter. We'll take it. And that is 2 away. Way to bring the electricity there. Nice job, Logan, after kind of a slow start in the first inning. Next up, Leading off, first baseman, a player that you have to be very careful on where you pitch to, right down the middle. 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball. Number 2 on the team with home runs with 3, Nick Kurtz. First pitch to Kurtz, low and at the knees, but called strike. 0-1 count. Curveball, 81 miles an hour by Gilbert, hitting the zone. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Top of the second inning, 2-1 A's, runner at first with 2 outs. Let's see if we get another punch out here from Gilbert, who traditionally is good against the Athletics in the last 2 years. But obviously we know this year is a much different story on how Logan has pitched. Same thing with Castillo, even though he was great yesterday. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss by Kurtz. I love that. No balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Kurtz. Cutter, 91 miles an hour on pitch number 2. Come on, Logan. Got to have the good version of Logan Gilbert here today. Throw to first. And close play there at first, and he is safe. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Muncy with 2 stolen bases out of 3 attempts. Got to keep him safe there. 0-2 pitch from Gilbert. High and away to Nick Kurtz. Good patience by Nick. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. 2-1 A's. One-two pitch. High and away. Kurtz not biting. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. 2-1 Athletic lead. Come on, Logan. Is that pitch 40 right now? 2-2 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle. Fuck. Just goes over, I believe, J.P. Crawford's head there. And now we got base knocks by Kurtz and Muncy. Kurtz is a good player. Now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs. And got to be very careful here to Shea Langoliers, number 1 on the team with 8 home runs. If you pitch down the middle, this game could end up being 5-1 in a heartbeat. And the chance of us coming back if that happens is slim to none. So we got a mound visit here by Cal, kind of having to get on the same page with Shea Langoliers. And again, definitely has improved dramatically from last year to this year. No Brent Rooker, but Shea has been able to take that role, as being one of those power hitters this year from the catcher position. And so far, 1 for 1 with a run for Shea. And, got to be very, very careful on where you pitch. You don't really want to be pitching down the middle of the Langoliers. We got Cal and we got Naylor and Logan Gilbert there having a discussion on how they want to try to be able to get this last out. Got to keep this game 2-1. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Logan. Got to find a way. Pop up, ground out, strike out. Just not a single, double, triple, home run. Cannot afford for that to happen here. 319 average, 8 home runs, 14 ribbies. He's been the best player on the Athletics in the 2026 season. First pitch, hard hit ball, line drive right to Leo Rivas. And that was a little bit of luck. Let's be real, because normally that ends up going past him, and that probably scores 1, maybe even 2. Nice job by Leo Rivas. And again, sometimes it pays off to be a little bit lucky. Whoa, we'll take it. Nice job by Leo. I'm glad that he had his head on a swivel there. All right, let's go to the bottom of the second inning, and let's see if we can tie this game up or take the lead. Next up for the Mariners, in the 8-hole, second baseman extraordinaire, Cole Young. On deck in the 9-hole, third baseman, Leo Rivas. We could definitely use something like that here on the photo from Leo here today. And batting third, got to make up for that error earlier today. 1 for 1 with a run. He does have a base knock already. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And we know J.P. more times than not, very reliable. But again, today with that high throw to Naylor, definitely was not ideal. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. We're still in it, baby. Let's go. Two runs, 4 hits, no errors for the A's. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Seattle already. Not ideal. And again, Soderstrom with a sac fly to center. Kurt scored, making it 1-0 in the first. McNeil single to center. Langolier scores on the error. Cortez to second. 2-0 A's. And then Arosarena thankfully hit a sac fly to left. And JP Crawford ended up scoring when we had bases loaded. And we ended up reducing the lead from 2-0 to 2-1. Kind of felt like, we wanted a little bit more with bases loaded. But again, sometimes you end up having that monster inning where you score 4 or 5 runs. Sometimes you end up getting 0 with bases loaded, even with no outs. And at least we were able to scrape off 1, considering we've already gotten beaten in the first 2 games in this series. We cannot afford to get swept. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, we're at 54 likes, 46 to 100. First pitch from Savali to Cole Young. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 90 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Aaron Savali on the mound. Cole Young in the box. Let's go, Cole. 0-1 pitch, pops it up. And should be a routine play here, you would assume, in foul territory for Austin Wins, and it is. And that is 2 away. We need Cole to work the count. We need him to get to like pitch 4, pitch 5. That's usually when he does his best damage. Next up for the Mariners in the 9-hole, playing third base, filling in for Brandon Donovan, looking for his first home run, Leo Rivas. Let's go, Leo. Made a fantastic play at third to save us a run or 2. See if we can get a little bit of Mariner magic and some Soto mojo here from Leo. Single, double, home run would be great. First pitch takes a strike looking right down the middle. 4-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour by Savali. 0-1 count. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1 A's. 0-1 pitch. Takes another strike looking low and away, even though it looked like it was outside of the strike zone. Curveball, 78 miles an hour by Savali. No balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. (0-2 pitch. Pops that one behind the plate, foul. 4-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour there by Savali. No balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. (0-2 pitch. And dribbles that one towards first base and foul. Curveball off speed, 76 miles an hour by Aaron Savali. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1 A's. (0-2 pitch to Rivas. High and away. Good patience there. Cutter, 88 miles an hour missing. High and away. (1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Rivas. And that is 2 away. Next up, leading off, J.P. Crawford. First pitch to J.P. Crawford is a ball, 1-0 count. Cutter, 87 miles an hour, high and away. (1-0 pitch. And another ball there by JP. High and inside, but it is being challenged here by Wins, the catcher. And that should get overturned. And 2-0 count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike And obviously, we know that this ABS has been working very, very well. We haven't really been complaining about the umps game in and game out like we did last year and the year before. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike right down the middle, holding these umps accountable so they can't hold grudges and, call it the way that they want to call it. And that's the way the game needs to be. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. 1-2 pitch from Savali. Low and into the dirt, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Two pitch, and J.P. fouls that one off towards first base. Sinker, 92 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Savali to Crawford. And J.P. ended up having a hit early on, which was great, but then ended up having an error, which obviously wasn't. And hopefully he'll be able to make up for it here. Two pitch. And J.P. with a hard hit ball, not getting past the infield, though. Throw to first, and that is out number 3. Let's go to the top of the 3rd inning and see who's up next here for the Athletics. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up for the A's in the 3-hole, playing right field today, 1-for-1, Carlos Cortez. Batting second in the 4-hole, 0-for-0 with an RBI, left fielder Tyler Soderstrom. And batting third, 0-for-1 in the 5-hole, crafty shortstop Jacob Wilson. And on the mound for the Mariners, Logan Gilbert. Let's take a look at the pitch count. So we got 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks, 42 pitches, 26 strikes with an ERA of 4.35. And then for Aaron Savali, 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 48 pitches with 31 strikes with a 3.63 ERA. So pretty similar stat line for Savali and Gilbert, a couple Ks each, and also giving up a couple, big hits as well. And again, hopefully this will be one of those games where it ends up being kind of a slugfest, and maybe the winner ends up winning 5-4 or 6-5 or something of that nature, but we got to get this victory. Right ends up. Let's go, M's. $23,844 subscribers, 156 away from 24,000. And we've gained almost 450 subs within the beginning of the season, which is fantastic. Approaching 6 million views on the channel as well. All right, we're at 61 likes, 39 to 100. First pitch from Gilbert to Cortez. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Oh-1 pitch from Gilbert. Takes another strike looking in the zone. Beautiful changeup, 85 miles an hour there by Walter, a.k.a. Logan Gilbert. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 3rd inning, 2-1 A's. 0-2 pitch to Cortez. Little dribbler. Fucking A. And Rivas can't get a hold of it. And Rivas and JP have been liabilities, even though Leo did have that amazing line drive that he was able to save from Langoliers. Another play that, normally our guys typically make, and, a little bit of an awkward bounce and not ideal. I mean, we already got 2 errors in this game, and the last thing that we need is an incompetent shortstop and third baseman. Colt Emerson, I hope you get healed up sooner than later. We desperately need you, as well as Brendan Donovan back in this lineup. First pitch to Tyler Soderstrom, low and away, 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Just crazy how, as soon as we end up improving one piece of this team, then we have another piece that falls apart. It's like, why can't we just put it all together with starting pitching, the bullpen, the hitting, and the defense? It's like fucking impossible. It's always like 2 out of 4 or 3 out of 4, but never 4 out of 4. And if it is 4 out of 4, it's only like one time out of every maybe 10 fucking games. It's not ideal. 1-0 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour there by Gilbert. 2 balls and no strikes to Tyler Soderstrom. Come on, Logan. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is inside. Count now is 3 balls and no strikes to Tyler Soderstrom. And again, if we can't count on JP and Leo, how are we going to get any double plays to help Gilbert out? It's going to be tough. Hopefully we get at least one before this game is over. 3-0 pitch. 4-seam fastball on the line. Good frame job there by Cal. 95 miles an hour with that 4-seam fastball by Gilbert. 3 balls and 1 strike to Tyler Soderstrom. But again, we have to be resilient. We have to be as positive as possible. Even everything going against us. But at least the AL West is garbage, and that definitely helps. 3-1 pitch and a little line drive to shallow center field. Julio is there. Beautiful catch. We can always count on Julio Rodriguez on the defense and the offense so far this year. Nice job. And that is 1 away. Nice job with Julio there in center field. Next up in the 5-hole, shortstop Jacob Wilson. Top of the 3rd inning with 1 out and 1 on. Athletics up 2-1. Gilbert on the mound. Jacob Wilson, a crafty defender and obviously offensive player in the box. First pitch, high and inside. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour by Gilbert. 1-0 count. All day in the building. What's good? One 0 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. Slider 87 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob Wilson. One pitch. Hard hit ball towards third base. Gets past Leo Rivas. Incredible. Are you kidding me? And it goes to Randy. And we know what happens when ground balls go to Randy. And they're hustling to come home. And just like that, with Leo not getting the job done at third base, and it rolls to Randy, it's a nightmare situation, and now it's 3-1 A's. Fucking A, dude. This is the last fucking thing that we needed, is to have the defense not be able to make plays. And obviously those are, tough plays to make, hard hit balls, and again, having a short player like Rivas, obviously with short arms and short legs in a situation like that, that definitely, was not ideal. Jacob Wilson, he's a crafty player offensively and defensively. And again, if you can hit it to left field, more times than not, that's going to end up being a nightmare for us Mariner fans. We know. Next up is Jeff McNeil, the former Met. First pitch to McNeil, fouls that one off. Curveball 81 miles an hour there in right field, 0-1 count. Man, fuck, brutal. 0-1 pitch, little dribbler towards first base and foul. Cutter 91 miles an hour there by Logan Gilbert. No balls and 2 strikes to Jeff McNeil, and we have to, hope that it's only 3-1 by the time this inning is over here in the top of the 3rd. Can't give up any more. 3 runs is the max for our starters. If they give up any more than that, unless we end up scoring 5 to 10 ourselves, might be a long day. 0-2 pitch, little check swing, gets a piece of it, and it ends up going towards third base and foul. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out. Top of the 3rd inning, 3-1 A's. That's why it kind of is a benefit to have a guy like Brandon Donovan, a little bit taller, a little bit more athleticism, longer arms and legs. And again, it would have been possible if Donnie was playing that ball could have still went past him. But I think you have a better chance of making that play with Donnie than you do with Rivas. Rivas is more of a AAA player in my opinion. But again, if you look at the AAA squad, we have nobody really to replace him with. The squad is very thin, especially with Colt Emerson being hurt. there's not really anybody that we can call up besides Colt, to help us. And obviously we want Cade at some point, but he's not there yet. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour by Logan Gilbert. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out. Top of the third inning, 3-1 A's. Appreciate you. 2-2 pitch. And a line drive for another base knock, potentially. Cole Young making a play. Wow. And that's what we expect out of J.P. Crawford as well as Leo Rivas. And it looked like Cole Young might have injured himself overextending his body there. But again, Cole Young, the best defender on the team, in the infield, no doubt. And again, if that was J.P. Crawford or Leo Rivas, guess what? That's another hit. No doubt about that. But Cole Young showing his athleticism and getting it just on the tip of the glove and having the athleticism to get up and to make that out at first. Beautiful. And he's saved more runs than any player on the Mariners defensively this season. Nice job by Cole. My goodness. Yeah, well, there is no reason to send Cole down. He'll never get sent down. He's too good of a player. Best defender on the team. And again, obviously was, started off hitting pretty hot, then kind of went through, a zone of a little mediocrity, which happens in baseball. And, hopefully he'll be able to get hot again. But, you'll never see Cole Young in AAA ever again, period. He's way too valuable of a player. First pitch from Gilbert to Muncy, takes a big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Very close to hitting Muncy there, high and inside. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Max Muncy. One pitch. Takes a strike looking with that splitter. Nice pitch there, 81 miles an hour there by Logan Gilbert. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. And if Cole doesn't make that play, it definitely is 4-1, or it would have been 4-1 eventually here by the A's. Nice thing about Colt Emerson, too, he can play second base, short, or third. So, he can play multiple positions as well. 1-2 pitch. And Gilbert hits Muncy on the knee. That's not ideal. And Muncy ends up walking it off and making his way to first base. Next up in the 8-hole, center fielder Lawrence Butler. This definitely isn't the Logan Gilbert that we're used to seeing, and again, Castillo had a pretty good outing yesterday, but then the, hitting and the bullpen let us down, which is really surprising because of Spire and Bizzardo, they're 2 of the best with Brash, and they both gave up a run. So it just seems like it's always one thing or another with this team. We never can just play, clean with the starting pitching and the bullpen with the hitting and the defense, let alone we got to deal with Dan Wilson, sometimes making some questionable decisions in the pen. Something's got to give, whether we need to get into a brawl, whether we need to call up Colt Emerson once he's healthy because he's injured right now, got a little bit of a minor injury, but, we definitely need that shot in the arm, whether Dan Wilson gets ejected, whether we get into a fight, calling up Colt Emerson, bringing up Cade Anderson at some point, something needs to change to kind of give us a little bit of a boost in the lift, obviously starting off the season, 10-15, not ideal. Well, JP's won some games for us already. I don't think he's washed, but again, we're excited to be able to see Cole and Colt, have a nice pairing together and they'll play well. And eventually that's what it'll potentially is probably JP's last year on the team. So just have to be patient. Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lawrence Butler. One pitch. Oh, steps off the mound. Takes a glance back at second base. Top of the third inning, runners at first and second with 2 outs. Athletics 3, Mariners 1. And that's going to be his most natural position. And, I think JP knows that. So 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss with that cutter, 93 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lawrence Butler. Throw to second. And Jacob Wilson is safe. Got to stop the bleeding. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Got to be mentally strong to be a fan of this team, let me tell you. If you're not, this is not the team for you. 1-2 pitch. And fouls that one off himself. Change up 86 miles an hour there by Gilbert. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Top of the third inning, 3-1 A's. One-two pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lawrence Butler. Come on, Logan. Get this final out here. Keep this game at 3-1. And again, we can't afford for him to give up any more than this. But realistically, it feels like he probably will, especially if we keep him in for a couple more innings. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Butler. Three-two pitch, high and away. Man, Gilbert is just terrible this season. Nowhere near of being a number 1 guy, and the Mariners made a huge mistake, having him, start off on the season opener. It should have been Brian Wu. But again, that's Dan Wilson. Sometimes, you can't have that blind loyalty. Sometimes you got to be able to evaluate based on what you see in front of you, not based on what they did last year. Next up is Austin Wins. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Got to find a way to keep them there. First pitch to Wins, fouls that one off into right field. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. But I got no confidence most of the time in Gilbert or Castillo, even though Castillo was good last night. And then Hancock has been shaky as of late, but overall pretty good. And we feel very confident with Wu and Kirby, but we want to be able to have, 4 out of 5 guys, or at least 3, but definitely feels like Gilbert is going on a downward slope. Big swing and a miss. Curveball, 81 miles an hour by Logan Gilbert. No balls and 2 strikes to Austin Wins. Plus, just his aura and vibe and his pitch delivery, it doesn't give you any confidence that he's going to get outs. At least for me, when I watch him, it's not the same player as last year. 0-2 pitch and pops it up. Randy is in shallow left field, and thankfully Randy can make that play, and that is out number 3. All right, not exactly what we wanted. Logan Gilbert not pitching well, defense making errors, and now we just have to hope that the bats can come alive. At least we're not going against a left-handed pitcher yet, but let's see who we have up next, and hopefully we can get a home run or an RBI here in the bottom of the third to get at least a run to get a little bit closer from 3-1 to 3-2. Obviously, best case scenario, tying it up 3-3 or taking the lead would be great, but we will see. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, who's homered in back-to-back games, one from the right, one from the left. See if Cal Raleigh can do it again. We desperately need you. Batting second, 1 for 1, center fielder Julio Rodriguez, one of the hottest players on the team within the last 11 or 12 games. Only has 1 home run. He definitely is overdue. Can we get a big home run from Julio? I sure as hell hope so. And batting third, 1 for 1 in the 4-hole, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor, who was the worst, batter on the team, going into that Astros series, but definitely has been getting better since then with the leg kick. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Win it for Riz, 50th anniversary, 40 plus years on the radio, retiring after this year. Let's win it for Riz. All right, we're at 72 likes, 28 to 100, and we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. First pitch from Savali to big dumper, Cal Raleigh, cutter, high and inside, 86 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Bottom of the third inning, 3-1 A's. Logan Gilbert hasn't been good, defense hasn't been good, but hopefully the bats will make up for it before this game is over. 1-0 pitch, high and away. Four-seam fastball, 90 miles an hour there by Savali. 2 balls and no strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. It would be nice also if we could actually get hit by a pitch and not get injured and, get a couple meltdown pitchers for a lot of walks, but we haven't really been hit a lot this season or walked a lot, and that definitely has hurt us because we can't, steal bags, and you just have to rely on the guys on what they're doing at that particular at-bat, and, more times than not, it's been a struggle. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. Curveball, 76 miles an hour there by Savali. 2 balls and 1 strike to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Sometimes you need those mini meltdowns to really start a big rally for your team. 2-1 pitch, and Cal pops it up into right field, and thankfully out of play into the 5th row. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And Cal's starting to heat up, slowly but surely. Julio's been great in the last 11, 12 games. Naylor's been good within the last few games as well. So, we just got to be able to find the right recipe. Pitch is high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. 3-2 pitch. Cal crushes it into right field. Back. Gone! Let's go! That's exactly what we needed, baby. Cal heating up, 3 home runs in 3 games. It's not over yet, folks. Big dumper going yard, homering to right, 405 feet, bringing the electricity when Logan Gilbert and the defense are booty cheeks. Great job by Cal. 3-2 A's. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. That's the fucking spark that we fucking needed. Let's go. You should be able to. It might have to be something with your card and whatnot. Obviously, we have Cash App and Venmo as options as well. Julio pops it up, and Lawrence Butler coming out of nowhere in center field making the play. Hopefully, Julio was going to be a little bit more patient there, but that ends up being a cutter, 87 miles an hour, popping up and popping out by Julio, and that is 1 away. Yeah, but the only issues that I've heard, if people have issues with the super chat or any kind of dono, it's usually maybe just going back and looking at the information on the card itself, making sure everything is up to date and refreshing YouTube and making sure everything is good. But again, you have Cash App, you have Venmo, and you have the Super Chat. 3 options here to support. First pitch to Josh Naylor from Savali, low and away. Curveball, 76 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Great job by Cal. And again, we desperately needed him, to homer, in back-to-back games. And again, we lost the first 2. We cannot lose this 3rd game. Cannot get swept. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Josh Naylor. And a lot of times when you give up a home run, sometimes you have a start of a mini meltdown. And I wouldn't mind a mini meltdown by Savali. Things have been going against us from the very first pitch. 2-0 pitch from Naylor. Naylor pops it up, and it's in foul territory. Should be an easy play here, and that is 2 away. Cal Raleigh with the big home run to right. Julio popping up and popping out. Same thing with Josh Naylor in foul territory. Next up, can we get a hit here out of left fielder Randy Arozarena? Come on, Randy. First pitch to Randy, hard hit ball into right field, drop, yes, go, 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 baby, go for three, go for three. Oh, not enough time. All right, nice double there by Randy Arozarena. There we go. I like that. Nice job by Randy. And again, anytime you end up trying to dive for a ball and you don't get it, obviously you're going to be able to get that extra bag out of it. Nice job there out of Randy Arozarena. Having a good game here so far. Great job by Randy. Next up is Luke Raleigh. Now, best case scenario, Luke gives us a nuke and we go up 4-3. Or we get an RBI out of Luke, a single or a double, and tie it up 3-3. Let's go, Luke. Trident's up. Luke pops it up, but it's not going to be going. It's going to be in right field, and that is out number 3. Unfortunately, we aren't able to capitalize any more than the Cal Raleigh home run. 3 pop-ups consecutively after the Cal Raleigh home run by Julio, Naylor. Well, not consecutively since Randy ended up getting the double, but you know what I mean. And then Luke Raleigh popping up. But at least Cal Raleigh giving us a little bit of that electricity that we've been waiting for, and homering in 3 straight games. Cal is heating up. Thank God, we needed that. End of the 3rd inning, 3-2 Athletics. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Cal. We needed that desperately. Let's go to the top of the 4th inning and see who's up next here for the A's. Next up for the Athletics, 1-for-1 with a run and a base on ball, first baseman Nick Kurtz. Batting second, 1-for-2 with a run, DHing in the 2-hole, Shea Langeliers. And batting third in the 3-hole, right fielder, 2-for-2 with a run. Has had a great series against the Mariners so far, Carlos Cortez. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. $57 subs to go to 23,900. All right, we're at 76 likes, 24 to 100. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Good comeback. And again, nice to be able to see Cal as well as Julio get the job done. Isaac with a 30. Appreciate you. Let's get some more runs, baby. First pitch there to Nick Kurtz ends up being a ball. Or a strike, and then obviously a challenge by Cal there from a ball to strike, but it ends up being a ball. We lose that challenge, 1-0 count. Ken Griffey Jr., no doubt. I mean, I like Ken Griffey Jr. I met him, and I got his autograph, when I was young, and by far that's my favorite. But I love Randy Johnson. I love Edgar Martinez. I love Ichiro. I love Julio and Cal. I love Wu. There's a lot of guys. But again, if I had to choose just one, it would definitely be Ken Griffey Jr., just based on the memorabilia and everything that I've collected up to this point, and meeting him when I was 7, when he was a rookie in 1989, which is right here. So anytime you can end up meeting your hero, I got 2 of my heroes in the photo, my dad to my right, and then Ken Griffey Jr. there in 1989. Magical moment. It's almost like it was yesterday, and I was the only one, from my school to ever meet him. So definitely was a very, very special moment to me and to this day. Top of the 4th inning, Now with one out, Shea Langoliers. First pitch from Gilbert to Langoliers with a cutter, 91 miles an hour, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Shea Langoliers. So from the peso to the American dollar, what does that translate to? 2-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 3 balls and no strikes to Shea Langoliers. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 Athletics. We've gotten donos from all over the country, from Australia and, many other locations. But it kind of just depends on, what it transfers over to the American dollar. So 3 balls and no strikes to Shea Langoliers. 3-0 pitch ends up being a strike from Logan Gilbert. High and inside with a cutter, 89 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's. And Langoliers gets hit by a pitch. Come on, Logan. All right, we're going to challenge the call here. The hit by pitch. Does it actually hit him? Kind of looked like it hit the bat instead of actually his fingers, but because again, normally when you get hit by a pitch, you instantly throw the bat down and start shaking your fingers, and that doesn't happen there. So it looks like it kind of gets more of the bat itself, based off the reaction of the player. Because if you actually get hit, right, you drop the bat, you shake your fingers because obviously the pain, right? But if he just hangs on to the bat and doesn't really react, you have to assume that, that he didn't get hit there, but we'll find out here momentarily. Oh, really? That's awesome. All right, good. Foul ball. And again, you normally can tell by the reaction of the player, if they actually get hit or if they try to sell it. You at least drop the bat and you make it look like it hit you. You obviously get certain baseball players that try to kind of pull a fast one and whatnot, like in the NBA when you get certain guys flopping, trying to draw the charge and whatnot. But there was no indication that it hit his fingers or anything based on his reaction. So see if we can end up rebounding here at this at bat and finding a way to get out Shea Langoliers. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Top of the 4th inning. 3-2 A's. With a 3-2 count to Shea Langoliers. 3-2 pitch. Hard hit ball. Into shallow left field. Randy is there. And that is 2 away. That's much better than a hit by pitch, let me tell you. Next up, 2 for 2 with a run, right fielder Carlos Cortez. Logan Gilbert on the mound, Carlos Cortez in the box. First pitch is high and away to Carlos Cortez, having a good series against the Mariners, starting off game 1, 4 for 5, getting a few base knocks yesterday, and starting off today, 2 for 2 with a run against the Mariners. First pitch is high and away, four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, and there for a strike. Cutter, 91 miles an hour outside of the strike zone, but that's what the ump calls. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's. 1-1 pitch, big, swing and a miss, change up, 85 miles an hour off the plate, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's after a big dumper solo dinger to get us a little bit closer to the Athletics. 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled off into left field, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 Athletics. One-two pitch from Gilbert to Cortez. Hard hit ball into left field, fading foul. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour by Gilbert. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's. Come on, Gilbert, finish strong. One-two pitch, low and at the knees as it goes into the dirt. Nice save there by Cal. Slider, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carlos Cortez. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss and a nice punch out on Cortez, who's been definitely hard to be able to strike out in this series. All right, let's see if we can end up tying this game up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the bottom of the 4th. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, the Italian Stallion, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 0 for 1 in the 8-hole, second baseman Cole Young. Always on the daily, doing something positive for the Mariners, offensively or defensively. We love you, Cole Young. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, third baseman Leo Rivas. Trident's up, let's go M's. We gained 2 more subs since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 55 subs to go to 23,900. 155 to get to 24,000. And we're definitely getting closer to the 6 million view mark on the channel as well, which is fantastic. And we're at 83 likes, 17 to 100. Let's take a look at the numbers real quick. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 89 pitches, 55 strikes. So we assume that Gilbert might be done. And then as far as Aaron Savali, 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 60 pitches, 38 strikes. First pitch from Savali to Dominic Canzone, in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Curveball on the line, high and away, 78 miles an hour by Savali. 0-1 pitch, dribbles it towards first base and foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Splitter 84 miles an hour there by Savali. 0-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. That's very cool. Cameron definitely had a hard responsibility coming in after Griffey went back to the Reds and, to play on his dad's old team. And we didn't really know what we had with him, but he definitely, made some memories, like, getting 4 home runs in 1 game. Mike Cameron. 1-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Check swing. Did he go? And they say he went around. That's a brutal at bat there. Come on, Dom. Got to be better. First at bat, you didn't swing. Second at bat, you have a check swing. You got to just fully commit. Down goes the Italian Stallion. Next up is Cole Young, who has saved more runs defensively on the Mariners than any player on the team. Let's go, Cole. Definitely a fan favorite, just like Colt Emerson will be when he gets the call up as well. First pitch to Young. Low and at the knees. Good patience there. Curveball 76 miles an hour off speed by Savali. 1-0 count. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's. 1-0 pitch. And Cole pops it up into shallow right field. And Cortez is there, and that is 2 away. Next up in the 9-hole, playing third base, Leo Rivas. Savali on the mound. Rivas in the box. Let's go, Leo. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's. First pitch. Low and away. Little check swing there by Rivas, and he goes around. 4-seam fastball. 91 miles an hour by Aaron Savali. Big swing and a miss there on Rivas. No balls and 2 strikes from Savali to Rivas. Come on, Leo. 0-2 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle. And that should be an easy out, number 3. End of the 4th inning, 3-2 A's. See who's up next here in the top of the 5th for the Athletics. Next up for the Athletics, 0-for-1 with an RBI, left fielder Tyler Soderstrom. Batting second in the 5-hole, 1-for-2 with an RBI, shortstop Jacob Wilson. And batting third, 1-for-2 with an RBI, second baseman Jeff McNeil. And on the mound for the Mariners, I don't know how long they're going to have him go. He's already had 89 pitches here with 4 innings pitched. So, maybe they'll try to get one more out of him before they replace him. But we'll see what the manager, Dan Wilson, decides to do here. They don't mind with certain, pitchers to go over 100, but, Logan really hasn't been that great. And, again, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the A's, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. So, again, it's definitely been a game where, we knew it would be a little bit more potential higher scoring, but it looks like Gilbert is done and they're going to bring in Jose Ferrer. Yikes. And I have 0 trust in Jose Ferrer. Jose Ferrer has lost us a lot of games so far this year. Looks like that might have been a bad trade for Harry Ford, at least early on. All right, let's see if Jose Ferrer doesn't shit the bed. We definitely don't want this game to be, 5-2 or 6-2 after this outing here. And let's hope that Jose Ferrer can pitch more like he did when he was on the Nationals than what he's done so far for the Mariners this season. First pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. Sinker, 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And again, normally we trust Bizzardo and Spire, and they were untrustworthy yesterday. Brash is by far the most trustworthy player in our pen, and you want to be able to have more than just three guys that you can rely on: Spire, Bizzardo, and Brash. But unfortunately, that's where we're at, and we hope that Munoz will end up being more consistent as the year goes on. But then after that, everyone is very unreliable. 0-1 pitch ends up being a ball there for Ferrer. 1-1 pitch, little slow dribbler up the middle. Get it! And J.P. Crawford bobbles it and throws it to first just in time. Otherwise, that would have been another error. Holy hell. What the hell's going on with J.P. today? Down goes Tyler Soderstrom, and that is 1 away. Next up in the 5-hole, shortstop Jacob Wilson. 7 strikeouts and 1 walk, but how many home runs, RBIs, and big hits has he given up to make us lose? It feels like every time he comes in, he fucks up. So, I hope he gets better, again, especially trading Harry Ford away, even though that would have been the Mitch Garver position, wouldn't have gotten a whole lot of time, but we definitely had high hopes for Harry. 0-1 pitch, pops it up into shallow center field. Julio tries to dive and he misses. Should have had better communication there and just let Cole Young have it. And Julio missing a ball. Jesus Christ. What is going on with the defense today? Is it just the fact that we lost the first 2 games? Like, what is going on here? And why did you slide so early, Julio? Should have just let Cole Young have it. We obviously saw Julio make an amazing grab on Nick Kurtz, adjusting his body a couple games ago, but now with a terrible defensive attempt there. Yikes. And a bunt attempt here by McNeil, and that ends up going right to Josh Naylor, tags him before he gets to first base, and that is 2 away. Down goes McNeil with the bunt attempt. Next up in the 7-hole, third baseman Max Muncy, who got hit by a pitch on his last at-bat. And hopefully we can keep the game 3-2 with Ferrer in, because I don't really have a whole lot of confidence in him more times than not. But so far, so good, at least here. And steps off the mound. And Wilson scampers back to second base. First pitch was a ball, challenged by Cal Raleigh. It should be overturned to a strike here. Cal's been pretty good with the challenges. And just gets the bottom of the strike zone. Call is overturned and another win for the Mariners there. Nice job there by Cal Raleigh. Come on, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. We have to really dig deep to win this game today. And again, hopefully we'll be able to get another home run or 2 before it's over. 0-1 pitch, low and away. Change up 87 miles an hour there by Jose Ferrer. 1 ball and 1 strike to Max Muncy. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Athletics with a runner at second and 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike right down the middle. Sinker, 96 miles an hour there by Jose Ferrer. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 3-2 A's. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Max Muncy. Jose Ferrer on the mound, Max Muncy in the box. And Ferrer really doesn't have any good Mariner photos yet, but eventually he will. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Max Muncy. Come on, Ferrer, finish. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off into right field, out of play. Count still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 3-2 A's. We were lucky to get a big dumper Cal Raleigh home run to be able to inch us a little bit closer in the bottom of the 3rd. But we're definitely going to need another, either a mini meltdown by one of the pitchers for the A's or potentially a nice rally or home run by somebody on the Mariners. 3-2 pitch. Low and at the knees, and that ends up being a walk for Jose Ferrer. And Muncy makes his way to first base. Next up in the 8-hole, center fielder, Lawrence Butler. And we got to keep this game 3-2. We don't want it to get away from us. Pitch is low and away. Looks like we had a violation there before we even got into the first pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Lawrence Butler. Top of the 5th with runners at first and second and 2 outs. 3-2 A's. One pitch fouled off towards third base. Well, A's have won the first 2 games, but again, as long as we don't have too much left-handed pitching, you have to assume the Mariners are going to have a chance to win this game. But defense really hasn't been that good. But Cal has been hot, and you never know. Definitely feels like we could find a way. Big swing and a miss, and Ferrer finally not fucking up when he comes in and retiring that last batter, Lawrence Butler, for out number 3. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th, and now it's time to tie the game up or potentially take the lead. And, whoever's bullpen ends up being better, more than likely will end up being victorious in this game. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle in the bottom of the 5th. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI and a K. Had a home run there in the bottom of the 3rd. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. We might need Cal to do it again. And batting third, 1 for 2, center fielder who's been extremely hot in the last 12 games. Batting over 300, Julio Rodriguez. Only has 1 home run, so far. But again, hopefully we'll be able to get some magic out of Julio Rodriguez. Finally, a good outing by Ferrer, even though we had a couple guys on base, but didn't give up any runs, and that's what you expect out of a guy coming in the bullpen. Gained another sub since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 54 subs to go to 23,900. All right, we're at 101 likes, 49 to 150. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the 5th inning, Athletics up by a run, but hopefully we can get a little bit of that Mariner magic, Soto Mojo, here to tie the game up or to take the lead. All 3 batters, Crawford, Cal, and Julio, are all 1 for 2. So far, so good with those 3 at the top of the order. The only downside is JP with the error early in the game. First pitch to Crawford. He pops it up into shallow left field. Should be an easy out here for the Athletics, and that is 1 away. Work the count. Down goes JP. Next up is the big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. He's homered in back-to-back games, and hopefully we get a little bit of magic here by Cal Raleigh again. Come on, big dumper. You've been hot. Keep it going. First pitch to Cal, takes a strike right down the middle, 0-1 count. Bottom of the fifth inning, 3-2 A's. Come on, big dumper. 0-1 pitch from Savali, low and away. Good eye there by Cal. 1 ball and 1 strike to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Cal calls time to adjust the gloves. They got a real sweet giveaway that was yesterday or the day before with autographed batting gloves by Cal. All you had to do was like and comment. I definitely did, and that would be an amazing souvenir to be able to bring home, whoever wins that. 1-1 pitch. Cal pops it up. Shallow right field, and that is 2 away. Cortez with the easy catch. Next up for the Mariners in the 3-hole, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Only 1 home run on the season. We could definitely use a home run right here from Julio. Give us some juice. A little bit of Uncle Mo. First pitch from Savali to Julio. Takes a strike right down the middle, 0-1 count. Sinker 91 miles an hour, actually was more high and inside. 91 mile an hour pitch by Savali. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. Check swing. Did he go? And thankfully he did not. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Off-speed curveball, 77 miles an hour. Tried to bait Julio. Now, if this was last year or the year before, probably would have swung all the way and missed, but see if we get a little bit more of a patient at-bat here by Julio Rodriguez. 1-1 pitch from Savali to Julio. Hard hit ball into right field, fading foul. Cutter 87 miles an hour there by Savali. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And obviously, if you're a Mariner fan, getting a Cal or Julio ball is definitely on the top of the list. I was blessed enough to be able to get a Julio foul ball in his rookie year when we played the Royals and Bobby Witt Jr. Incredible memory that I'll never forget. One-two pitch to Julio, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Two-two pitch. And that is strike 3 looking. Holy cow. Nasty curveball. Julio was not expecting that pitch, and that is out number 3. Unfortunate. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 A's. Let's go to the top of the 6th and see who's up next here for the Athletics. Next up for the Athletics, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Austin Wins. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run with a base on ball, first baseman Nick Kurtz. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run, DHing Shea Langoliers. You go grab a little bit of a water refill. I'll be right back. right, just had to take a quick peek to see if my pup was doing okay. Looks like she's doing good. And we still got Jose Ferrer out there. First pitch to Austin Wins in there for a strike. 0-1 count. Sinker at 95 miles an hour there by Ferrer on the first pitch. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch and a line drive that goes over JP's head. He's had a few that he has not been able to get a hold of. And Austin Wins with a single going over JP Crawford. Next up, leadoff hitter, first baseman Nick Kurtz. And hopefully we'll be able to get a strikeout and a double play or a double play and a strikeout. And again, it's kind of, a weird thing with, Dan Wilson on when he decides certain guys pitch 2 innings and when certain guys don't. But hopefully we're not down, 4, 5-2, 6-2 after this inning. I don't think he has, it seems like every outing that he has, he might not give up runs sometimes, but most of the time he does. And even in the times where he ends up not giving up a run, it seems like he usually gives up a couple hits a guy or walks a guy. So, definitely looks like maybe the Nationals ended up getting the better end of that deal, but we were hoping, that Ferrer would be good, similar to like a Gabe Spire, but we got Matt Brash warming up in the pen. 0-2 pitch, low and away. Change up 87 miles an hour there by Jose Ferrer, but there's a lot of guys that have been very unreliable. And just our luck, even 2 of our 3 best with Brash, Bizzardo, and Spire. Bizzardo and Spire came in and both gave up a run yesterday when Castillo pitched great. So, again, it's like really hard for us to be able to have good pitching, good bullpen, good hitting, and good defense all in one game on top of having Dan Wilson manage this team like a toddler sometimes. So, it's challenging to say the least. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and a nice punch out there by Jose Ferrer on Nick Kurtz. And that is 1. Nice job there by Jose Ferrer. Next up, 1 for 3 with a run, DHing in the 2-hole. Number 1 hitter on the team with 8 home runs, Shea Langoliers. Just don't pitch right down the middle, because if you do, it could end up being 5-2 here in a heartbeat. First pitch is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Yeah, not something that typically happens often, but every team desperately needs bullpen. More teams, that recognize that, more games are won and lost out of the bullpen than any other position group. And it's kind of weird that more teams don't focus on that in the offseason instead of getting like backup first basemen and backup outfielders and whatnot. Most teams don't really have a great bullpen. We used to have a really confident, closer, and it's been shaky for Mooney so far, but hopefully he'll get better. Little dribbler up the middle. Can we get a double play? Throw to first. Got it. There we go. First double play of the game, and exactly when we needed it. JP has been a little off here today. Now obviously we have 2 errors, which is not ideal, but a great double play to bail out Jose Ferrer. Great job there. And again, every time, Jose ends up keeping the game at the score when he came in, he still ends up kind of having a little mini meltdowns. But again, this is one of the better outings for Ferrer where he doesn't give up a run in not only 1, but in 2 innings. Good job. Got to make sure we're giving him the kudos when he actually does something well, even though he hasn't been very good for us this season. All right, now it's time to be able to tie the game up or take the lead. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Let's go, Josh. Give us that leg kick. Batting second, 1 for 1 with an RBI, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, DHing in the 6-hole, Luke Raleigh. We definitely need Luke's bat to get hot here in the 6th. Win it for Riz, baby. Gained 2 more subs since the last commercial break. Thank you so much. 52 subs to go to 23,900, 152 to 24,000. Next up is Josh Naylor. We're at 113 likes, 37 to 150. First pitch to Josh Naylor is high and away from Savali. Curveball, 77 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Savali to Naylor, and a line drive, yes! And it goes over the head. I believe Jacob Wilson there. We'll take that. And again, the A's have been really lucky with hits that have been just over the head of our second baseman or shortstop. And Naylor decides to give it right back to him. Great job by Josh. He's starting to kind of lock in. You know, he was one of the bottom 2 hitters in baseball prior to that Astro series, started using the leg kick, and things are starting to look up for Josh Naylor. Great job. Next up is Randy Arosarena. On deck is Luke Raleigh. Is this the inning where we can actually tie this game up or take the lead? It feels like it. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. One-0 pitch from Savali to Randy. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arosarena. Aaron Savali on the mound. Coming into the game, 2-1 record with an ERA of 3.54. But again, a righty. That's what we want. We don't like lefty pitching. We're not good at it, but righties, we can definitely ball. 1-1 pitch. Hard hit ball into left field and foul. Everybody at the top of the order, through Crawford, through Randy, has a hit. Everyone below does not. So we need Raleigh, Canzone, Cole Young, and Leo Rivas to do their job. Hopefully they will before this game is over. Yeah, I'll refresh that here in a second. I don't know. ESPN for you. 2-2 pitch, and Randy pops it up. And Muncy is there in foul territory, and that is 1 away. All right, let me see what's going on here with that. All right, Kotze is coming out, and I think Savali is done. I usually have multiple screens up, and I think we're good now. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. The other screen that I have up has it, okay. So, but you just never know. All right. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the A's. Bottom of the 6th with a runner at first with 1 out. Josh Naylor at first. And we will see who they decide to bring in here for Savali. Basso is coming in. Brady Basso, and of course they're bringing in a fucking lefty, damn it. Every team does this to us. It just never ends. So if they're bringing in a lefty, you have to assume that Luke Raley is going to get substituted for Rob Refsnyder. And if that ends up happening, we already know how that more than likely will go, even though Refsnyder has actually been, a little bit better within the last couple games. But they're going to bring in Mitch Garver. And teams continue to exploit the Mariners with their poor hitting from left-handed pitching. All right, Brady Basso coming in, the lefty, and we got Mitch Garver coming in for Luke Raley. It's like number one on the team in batting average, home run, and RBIs, and even though he didn't have anything yet, I think I still would rather have Luke Raley, there rather than anybody else, but, that's Dan Wilson. Let's see if Mitch Garver can make this opportunity worthwhile. First pitch ends up taking a strike, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, takes another strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Basso on the mound, Garver in the box. 0-2 pitch, hard hit ball, shallow center field, yes, and it drops. Mitch Garver, go baby, go. And Naylor hustling to third base. There we go. Much better than bringing in Rob Refsnyder. Nice job, Mitch. And we know, Mitch once in a while will get a hit. Not often, and once in a while he'll end up giving you a little magic like this photo with the home run. But finally, Mitch Garver, coming in for Luke Raley at the DH position, ends up getting a classic hit. Nice job, Mitch. That was clutch. Double by Garver, Naylor to third. And again, if you have that opportunity for Garver 10 times, maybe he gets a hit once. But luckily, it was the one time right there. We desperately needed that. Great job by Mitch Garver. Yes, sir. Next up is Rob Refsnyder, who's coming in for Dominic Canzone. Come on, Rob. First hit of his career in a Seattle Mariner uniform, 20-plus games in, was a home run, and the Steelhead uniform a few days ago, and was able to get another hit a few games after that. He's got 1 home run, 1 RBI, batting .74, but, we'll see. First pitch is low and at the knees. 1-0 count, 1-0 pitch, hard hit ball by Refsnyder, deep center field. It's caught, but Naylor will have enough room to tag up from third, and there we go. Refsnyder with a sac fly, and again, bringing in those guys. Obviously for Luke Raley and Dominic Canzone, more times than not fails, but it actually worked this time around against Basso, the lefty. Thank God. Nice job by Mitch Garver. Nice job by Rob Refsnyder, and they get the job done and tie the game up at 3. Great job. But it all started with Josh Naylor getting on base. And it's great when it works, but again, more times than not for us this year, it doesn't work. And again, if you do that 10 times, maybe we only cash in, with Garver and Rob Refsnyder, maybe 1 time out of 10, but I'm thankful it was there. And first pitch there from Cole Young, lined out to Lawrence Butler, and that is out number 3. We'll take it. It's not always going to be pretty. Sometimes it's going to be incredibly ugly, but again, I'm really thankful that the substitutions actually worked in our favor for fucking once, going with the splits. There we go. And again, it only is going to happen maybe 1 time out of every 10 opportunities, but at least this was the time that it worked. Good job. Now we tie the game up at 3. Let's see who's up next here for the Athletics as we go to the top of the 7th. Next up for the A's, 2 for 3 with a run and a K, right fielder Carlos Cortez. Batting second, 0 for 2 with an RBI, left fielder Tyler Soderstrom. And batting third, 2 for 3 with an RBI, shortstop Jacob Wilson. And who are they going to bring in after Jose Ferrer here? You have to assume they're not going to have Jose pitch 3 innings, especially when we just tied the game up. I believe it will be Matt Brash. They had him warming up, but we'll see if that's what they decide to do. And it is Matt Brash. Okay, here we go. And hopefully Brash is electric. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if Brash pitched 2 innings. They've only been pitching him 1 inning all year. And again, if the game is close like this, If we could have 2 electric innings out of Brash, that could be the difference between us winning or losing this game. But we will see. Let's go, baby. Glad to see the Mariners fighting. Remember, we got the Mariners have the day off tomorrow, but we do have the NFL draft. So that could be something that we potentially could do here on the channel for the draft tomorrow. And then we get back right at it on Friday. We go on the road to the Cardinals, and they're a good team this year. It's not going to be easy, and we're one of the worst teams in baseball on the road up to this point. So us, the Astros, Royals, are pretty damn bad on the road. So it's going to be challenging. We have to win this game to stop the bleeding, so to speak. Let's go, Brash. First pitch from Brash to Cortez, high and inside, 1-0 count. And again, it was definitely very disappointing to see Bizzardo and Spire, the other 2 guys that are normally reliable, both give up a run. Luis Castillo pitched a gem, but the bullpen was shitty with 2 of our really good guys out of 3, including Brash, and the bats weren't alive yesterday, and it was unfortunate. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Carlos Cortez. Come on, Brash. Two-0 pitch, a little dribbler up the middle. JP, throw to Naylor. High throw was pretty high from JP. I don't know what's going on with him today. It's like every throw to Naylor isn't right on the money. It's like high. But at least we end up getting the out and not another error, and that is 1 away. Rockies and Mariners, you're going to get the NWSF cutout? Great. That'd be fantastic. Next up in the 4-hole, left fielder Tyler Soderstrom. First pitch, takes a strike looking low and away. Slider, 84 miles an hour there by our stud. Our number 1 in the pen, Matt Brash, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. In there for another strike, and that's kind of what we expect out of a guy like Brash, our best in the pen. Slider, low and away, right on the line, 84 miles an hour with that slider again. No balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Soderstrom. Garver and Refsnyder actually did something for the first time. The splits actually worked. 0-2 pitch. Ends up being a ball from Brash to Soderstrom. High and away with that slider that time around, 84 miles an hour. 1-2 pitch from Brash. Little dribbler towards third. Should be a routine play. Throw to first. Strong throw by Rivas using his whole body. And that is 2 away. And again, Rivas and JP Crawford have not been good defensively today, but at least the game is tied up at 3. Next up is Jacob Wilson. So Alex Hoppy from AAA, Cooper Criswell from the Red Sox, and that's it. So have Brash pitch this inning and next inning. It's a very simple decision, but knowing Dan Wilson, he'll probably bring in Cooper Criswell or Hoppy. But 1-0 pitch, ends up taking a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Wilson. Because again, if you don't have Brash pitch 2 innings, that could be the difference between us winning or losing the game, period. 1-1 pitch, little slow dribbler here. Throw to first, and a quick inning for Brash. I better see Matt Brash out here in the 8th. So that way we don't have to start Hoppy in his first career start in the 8th, or Cooper Criswell, which is not really ideal. All right, we're tied up at 3, and it definitely feels like we've gone to a long battle and war where it didn't look like we were going to come back for a while before Cal Raleigh ended up hitting his 3rd homer in 3 games, and finally, getting the splits, replacing Raleigh and Canzone with Garver and Refsnyder actually worked. And now we're tied at 3, but now we have to try to take the lead and not look back. Let's see if we have the right batters in place to be able to do that here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a run, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And batting third in the 2-hole, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, who's got a home run in every game in the series, 3 games in a row. Could Cal homer again and be the guy that is the hero to win this series against, well, not win the series, but at least prevent the sweep on the Athletics? Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. All right, we're at 124 likes, 26 more to 150. 30 on the dono train, 70 to go. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-3, Athletics and Mariners. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Hopefully we see Matt Brash back out there because, again, you got Hoppy that just got called up from AAA, Cooper Criswell, and that's it besides Andres Munoz. So hopefully the bats will come alive here in this inning and we can get Brash to be able to shut him down and then potentially bring in Mooney for the victory. Leiter Jr. enters the game there for Basso. First pitch in there to Rivas. Takes a strike looking high and away. Sinker at 91 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And they got Criswell warming up. So, of course, Dan Wilson isn't going to have Brash pitch another inning, and that might be the reason we lose. I hope not. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Oh, 2 pitch, low and away. Splitter 83 miles an hour there by Leiter Jr. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. Splitter 84 miles an hour there by Leiter Jr. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Come on, Mariners, got to find a way. 2-2 pitch. Rivas pops it up into shallow center field. Should be a routine play for Butler, and that is 1 away. Next up, 1 for 3 with a run. Shortstop J.P. Crawford on deck in the 2-hole with a home run earlier in the matchup. Big dumper Cal Raleigh, who's homered in the last 3 games. Come on, J.P. First pitch to J.P. Crawford, fouls that one off. Sinker 92 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. And J.P. Crawford, there we go. Nice little line drive into right field. Nice job by J.P. Crawford. There we go. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Yeah, as far as my ethnic background, I don't have any Latino, obviously in the ethnic background, but if you saw photos of me when I was in high school, you know, some people said when I had the super dark tan, you know, I looked, you know, similar to like a Mario Lopez. So, but, you know, but I'm European and Asian, so. But obviously, depending on the tan, anyone looks a little bit different. So, first pitch is fouled off with a 4-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour by Leiter Jr. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. One pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Bottom of the 7th, 3-3 A's and Mariners. One-two pitch, low and into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Yeah, well, Leo is a AAA player, Chris. I mean, what do you expect? But we don't have anybody else that we can put in there, and Colt Emerson is injured. Brandon Donovan is injured. So, it's the best that we can work with at the moment. Two-two pitch from Leiter ends up going to first base to JP, and he is safe. Bottom of the 7th inning, runner at first with 1 out. 3-3 Athletics and Mariners. Two-two pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. Let's see if Cal can get a big RBI or home run here. Bottom of the 7th, runner at first, JP Crawford with 1 out. Athletics and Mariners knotted up here at 3. And it's taken almost everything that we got to get to 3 today. 3-2 pitch. Cal, hard hit ball. Yes, and it drops. Go, JP. JP's going to score. Go. It's going back to the wall. Go, go, go. Go, JP. Take a chance. Go, go. And has to pump the brakes at third. Oh. And now we got runners at second and third. If JP would have went for it, probably would have been out, but you never know. Oh. I mean, anytime you end up getting a ball in deep right or left field and then a player dives for it or ends up, mistiming it and it ends up going all the way back to the wall, you have to take advantage. Carlos Cortez with a huge mistake and a big double to right, JP to third, and now we have runners at second and third with 1 out, and we might be able to actually win this fucking game. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, baby. Bottom of the 7th, runners at second and third with 1 out with Julio Rodriguez, who's been extremely hot as of late. Little slow dribbler. Go, yes! Let's go. Julio with the slow dribbler, and more times than not, you're like, oh, this is terrible. But it ends up being just enough to be able to bring that runner home. Great job by Julio. And again, we end up taking the 4-3 lead. Trident's up. Julio grounds out to the shortstop, but JP with the good speed going from third to home. 4-3 M's. Let's go. Let's go. Huge. And Cal gets thrown out at third. What are we doing there? Why are we trying to steal third with Cal when we just took the lead? Come on. This team is always making mistakes, and they're going to challenge. Hopefully, Cal ends up being safe here because we got Josh Naylor in the box. I mean, if you just had Cal stay at second base, Naylor could end up getting, a single or a double, and maybe it's 5-3. I'm not really sure what the reasoning is for Cal to be able to try to steal third there. He looks safe, though. And hopefully, it looks like the foot stays on the bag pretty much the whole time. So hopefully this will get overturned, but definitely looks safe after the initial call was caught stealing. Ballsy move there for Cal to try to steal the bag. And, it's not like he's the fastest player on the team. But as you see the tag, it's applied in between the legs. Cal's foot stays on the bag. And if this ends up calling, if they end up reviewing this and calling us out, we already had the kind of fluke play where we had the ball go inside of, Logan Gilbert's jersey, and they ended up calling that an out. We wish. But it ended up being, a single, essentially. There we go. Call is overturned, and he is safe. Let's go. All right, here we go. Now we got Cal at third. And let's see if Josh Naylor can get an RBI to make it 5-3. If we can make it 5-3 here, that might be enough for actually us to win the game. But, we don't know who's coming in bullpen-wise. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there for Josh Naylor. No balls and 2 strikes. From Leiter Jr. to Josh Naylor. Great to see a little bit of fight out of this team after how things have gone in the first 2 games. Oh-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Naylor. Come on, Josh. One-two pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Naylor. And that is out number 3. End of the 7th inning, 4-3 Mariners. Yeah, if you go to the Northwest Sports Fanatic Instagram page, you can see the profile picture. So, all right, let's go to the end of the 7th inning. 4-3 Seattle. Ballsy move by Cal, stealing third, but we aren't able to cash in with Naylor. But hopefully in the top of the 8th, we'll be able to bring in Matt Brash. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. It'll either more than likely be, I would assume, Cooper Criswell. I mean, we don't have too many guys left. But Brash only had, 10 pitches? I mean, Jesus, it's not like he's going to throw his arm out. And let's see who's up next here. And Cooper Criswell is coming in. So they're only going to give Brash 10 pitches, and that's it. Hopefully that is the right decision. Next up, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Second baseman, Jeff McNeil. Batting second in the 7-hole, third baseman, Max Muncy. And batting third in the 8-hole, center fielder, Lawrence Butler. And Brash is done with only 10 pitches. Make it make sense. And again, I feel that, Brash could go. It's not like he pitched 20 plus, pitches. But again, this is Dan Wilson for you. And Cooper Criswell is going to be coming into the game more times than not. Very untrustworthy, but we will see. And the former Red Sox, now Seattle Mariner, Cooper Criswell coming in, and hopefully we get the good version of Cooper here in the top of the 8th. Trident's up, 4-3 Mariners. Gained 2 more subs since the last commercial break. 50 to go to 23,900. 150 to go to get to 24,000. First pitch towards first base and foul. Cooper Criswell on the mound, Jeff McNeil in the box. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouls that one off into left field. Cutter, 87 miles an hour, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 8th inning. Mariners rallying and taking a 4-3 lead. But again, we definitely need Criswell to be able to keep this 4-3 lead for us as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and hopefully he will. Little slow dribbler there. Rivas, throw to first, and there we go. That's 1 away. Good job there by Leo Rivas and Cooper Criswell. Jeff McNeil grounds out, and we just need 2 more batters to do the same thing. Next up, Max Muncy. On deck, Lawrence Butler. We got Mooney warming up, or slowly getting himself adjusted to warm up. First pitch popped up into left field. Randy is there, and that is 2 away. Good job by Cooper Criswell. exactly what we need. I mean, Jose Ferrer ended up giving up a couple hits, but was clean. And again, it's crazy. And one day you have, guys that you trust in Bizzardo and Spire. They both give up a run. Then you have guys like Ferrer, and other individuals that are not really trustworthy, and they're getting the job done. So, and obviously we know Brash is the most trustworthy guy we have, and, he did his job. First pitch, low and at the knees to Lawrence Butler, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike, looking high and away. Should have been probably called a ball. A no challenge ABS call by Butler. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lawrence Butler. 1-1 pitch from Criswell, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lawrence Butler. The former Red Sox, Cooper Criswell, on the mound, looking good in his first 2 at-bats. And Lawrence Butler in the box. 2-1 pitch. There we go. Nice strike call, and Butler is challenging. And he challenges and loses. Ball confirmed. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lawrence Butler. Come on, Criswell. 1 more strike. Let's go. Come on, Cooper. 2-2 pitch to Butler. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. Let's go. Huge. The best outing for Cooper Criswell all season, and he saves it in the biggest moment that we need. Great job. And that's exactly what we were hoping that we would get out of Brash if he would have came in. But Brash has not pitched 2 innings all year. And thankfully, we don't lose, the game in that particular inning, because let's be real, Mariner fans, most times where we go with a guy that is, below average, we end up losing our lead, or the game ends up being tied, right? But for the first time, right, Mitch Garver and Rob Refsnyder cash in, and we actually get a decent performance out of Ferrer as well as Cooper Criswell. And again, I'll take it. It's not going to happen very often, but again, great to be able to see, the guys step up for once. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning and see if we can get one more run for some extra insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. Great job by the Mariners. Next up, 1 for 2 with an RBI, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second, 1 for 1. Catcher Mitch Garver, who had a big double early in the game, or actually just a few innings back. And then next up after that, filling in, 0 for 0 with an RBI, sac fly, right fielder Rob Refsnyder. And it's not often where Garver, comes in a split, or Refsnyder, and they actually both do something positive. But again, we'll take it. And Mooney will be, obviously coming out in the top of the 9th. And hopefully we have a 5-3 lead at that point, or even more. AR in the building. What's good? Bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3 Mariners. Huge. We need this desperately after losing the first 2 games in the series. We got the Mariners have the day off tomorrow. We got the NFL draft, which we could do here on the channel. As long as I have the ability to do so. And then we go on the road to play the Cardinals on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the road. Gained 2 more subs since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 48 subs to go to 23,900. Nine-hit day today for the Mariners. Great job. And we have 138 likes, 12 more to 150. First pitch to Randy, slow dribbler that gets through. Unbelievable. A big play there that ends up going into the shallow left field. And again, we didn't really have a whole lot of luck with ground balls. But again, a few mistakes here by the Athletics in this game with their fielding. And the same thing happened with Rivas as well as J.P. Crawford. And now we get another late mistake by the Athletics. We'll take it. Nice job by Randy. Huge. Next up is Mitch Garver. First pitch to Garv from Sterner. Fouls that one behind the plate to the T-Mobile bricks. 0-1 count. Let's go, baby. First pinch hit of the year. 0 for 20. Finally, something came through. Yeah, and obviously if we had Victor Robles to go to off the bench, even though he's not the same hitter as he was prior to the injury last year, that would give us probably someone that has a better chance than Rev Snyder, Connor Joe, or Mitch Garver. But at least Rev Snyder and Garver, ended up doing their job. 0-1 pitch. High and inside to Mitch Garver from Sterner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. One pitch. And Randy trying to steal a bag. And safe. Throw was high, thank God. And Randy is in there at second base. Nice job, Randy Arozarena. Nice job by Randy getting that stolen bag, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. I mean, this is a must-win game after dropping the first 2. And thankfully, Cooper Criswell didn't shit the bed and give up, 1 or 2 runs, because if he would have, realistically, we lose this game. So, a lot of things that normally don't go our way are going our way here late. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Cutter, 88 miles an hour there by Sterner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Two pitch to Garver, and that is strike 3 looking, and that is 1 away. Down goes Mitch Garver. Now Rob Ref Snyder coming up. All right, let's go, Rob. First pitch by Ref Snyder, or first pitch by Sterner to Ref Snyder, fouls it off himself. 0-1 count. Justin Sterner on the mound. And Rob Ref Snyder in the box. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Rob Ref Snyder. Justin Sterner on the mound. Rob Ref Snyder in the box. Come on, Rob. 0-2 pitch from Sterner. Check swing. Did he go? And he went around, and that is 2 away. And that's normally kind of what we expect out of Garver and Sterner. Or Ref Snyder and Garver, excuse me, but at least they were able to capitalize in the previous inning. And Ref Snyder does go around, and that is 2 away. Next up is Cole Young. Come on, Cole. First pitch to Cole Young ends up being a strike, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, low and away. Sweeper, 81 miles an hour there by Justin Sterner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Young. Bottom of the 8th with a runner at second. Randy Arozarena getting a single that passed the infield and stole second. So we got a runner in scoring position to try to get 1 more insurance run. Hard hit ball by Cole Young towards first base and foul. Come on, baby. Find a way. Bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3 Seattle. Runner at second, Randy Arozarena. Justin Sterner on the mound, Cole Young in the box. One-two pitch from Sterner. Young, line drive to center field. Ooh, and Butler with the catch and out number 3. Well, we still have a 1-run lead, and Andres Munoz, we got to pray that we get the good version of him and he can end up getting us this victory. We need it. Let's go to the top of the 9th inning, and hopefully we get the good version from Andres Munoz. We desperately need it. Let's see who's up next here for the Athletics in the top of the 9th. Next up in the top of the 9th, in the 9-hole, catcher Austin Wins, batting second. Leadoff hitter, first baseman Nick Kurtz, and their best hitter on the team in the 2-hole, batting third, DHing Shea Langoliers. So this is going to be really clutch, for Mooney to try to be able to get out Kurtz and Langoliers. And obviously, if they get to those guys and it goes to Cortez, he's been very hot against the Mariners so far. Got to have a good version of Andres Munoz here today. Four runs, 10 hits, 2 errors by the Mariners. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors by the Athletics. They've already won the first 2 games in the series, so this is a desperate team trying to be able to at least hang our head somewhat high, prevent the sweep. And we have the day off tomorrow, and then we obviously go on the road to the Cardinals, and we know how good they've been this year. It's not going to be easy. Gained another sub since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 47 subs to go to 23,900. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. All right, we're at 143 likes. Can we get 7 more to get to 150 before the game is over? $57 to get to 200, 7 to get to 150. Andres Munoz. Vamos, Munoz. Let's go. And again, we've seen Mooney, look good a couple times, and most of the time he's looked bad. So we'll find out what he looks like in the first 7 pitches, and that'll kind of determine how this game is going to go. First pitch from Mooney to Win, and line drive. Oh, did he catch it? Rob Refsnyder. Oh, my. And that definitely would have been a double, with Refsnyder sliding in if he would have missed it. And we've seen a lot of errors and a lot of missed balls, and we get incredibly lucky right there. Rob Refsnyder, someone buy him dinner. Nice job. Huge. That probably saved us from losing the game. I mean, it's not over yet, but if that ends up being a double based on Kurtz and Langoliers and Cortez, we probably lose. So great job. First pitch to Nick Kurtz, high and away, 1-0 count. Great job by Rob. And he is one of those guys that has robbed a home run in right field for us as well. I see you, Refsnyder. 1-0 pitch to Kurtz. Takes a strike down the middle. Slider, 86 miles an hour by Andres Munoz. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Kurtz. Win it for Riz, baby. Win it for Riz. Let's go. Come on, Mooney. 1-1 pitch to Kurtz. High and inside. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour there by Andres Munoz. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nick Kurtz. Probably the best thing about Refsnyder is the defense out there in right. 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle. I like that. 4-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour there by Mooney. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Kurtz. Come on, Munoz. 2-2 pitch. And fouls that one behind the plate to the Alaska Airlines sign near the T-Mobile bricks. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and one out. Top of the ninth inning, Mariners up 4-3. We desperately need to prevent the sweep. We need to be able to win this game. No ifs, ands, or buts. Already got our ass kicked in the first two. 2-2 pitch. Pops it up into shallow center field. Julio is there. Gone! Wow, are you kidding me? Andres Munoz gives up a home run to Nick Kurtz. I didn't think it had the distance to end up going yard. Thought it was going to be in shallow center, but then Julio looks up and it goes over his head, and now the game is tied. And I guess bad Mooney has reemerged again. Damn it. And we, maybe should have thought of moving Brash into the closer role, but now the best hitter on the team with 8 home runs up next, Shea Langoliers. Jesus. Thankfully, we ended up taking the lead, but then the Athletics respond here in the top of the ninth. Yikes. First pitch to Shea Langoliers. In the strike zone, but called ball, 99 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Yikes. 1-0 pitch. Fouls that one off himself. Sinker, 97 miles an hour there by Andres Munoz. And again, normally Mooney is a top 5 or top 10 closer, but this year, nowhere near that. And again, his struggles continue with the grip on his pitches. And again, if he knows that, why do we have him as a closer? 1 ball and 1 strike to Shea Langoliers. 1-1 pitch. Fouls that one back to the T-Mobile bricks. Slider, 86 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shea Langoliers. I mean, if we know that we can't rely on Mooney as a closer, why not put Brash there until Mooney actually ends up, figuring out his grip? Because, gosh, he is a liability out there. And again, you can always tell on how good Mooney's going to be within the first 7 pitches. And again, more times than not, he's been a failure for us here in 2026, which is crazy to say, but it's true. One-two pitch. Big swing and a miss, and at least gets a punch out there. Nice job by Mooney, and that is 2 away. Next up in the 3-hole, right fielder Carlos Cortez. And Cortez has been a monster for the Athletics in this series. First pitch from Mooney to Cortez. Little dribbler towards first base and foul. Now we just got to hope that the Mariners can win this game in the bottom of the 9th or in 10, 11, or 12 if it goes that route. Oh, Mooney. You had a great opportunity here to be able to get the save and win 4-3, and you fuck it up again. Unreal. 0-1 pitch. High and inside. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour there by Andres Munoz. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carlos Cortez. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Carlos Cortez. I mean, and again, after having such an amazing year last year, nobody expected us to be like this, in the first 26 games. But, here we are. 2-1 pitch. High and away. Slider, 84 miles an hour, missing by Mooney. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 9th inning, 4-4, Athletics and Mariners. Definitely going to war here in the last game in the set. 3-1 pitch. Pops it up and foul. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour by Andres Munoz. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full to Carlos Cortez. Appreciate that, Porter. Yeah, but Mooney definitely isn't worth having as a closer. We need to flip it to Brash, especially if they're only going to have Brash pitch 1 inning, when he's our best guy. They need to make the change. Have Mooney pitch in the 8th, and if he keeps fucking up, then, it is what it is. 3-2 pitch, little dribbler. Cole Young is there, reliable as all. Throw to first, and that is out number 3. Thankfully, we actually have someone like Cole that we can trust. And let's go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and let's win this game. But again, out of all the opportunities for Mooney, let's say he's got, for example, 10. He's only been good in like 2, and he's blown a lot of saves and a lot of opportunities. So, until he ends up getting the confidence and the grip right, we have to make the change. But knowing Dan Wilson, he'll just continue to throw him out there and hope for the best. But I guess that's what happens when you have an average to below average manager. I mean, you got to be able to understand your team and, who's doing well and who's not. And, Andres Munoz, he ain't it. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 9th and see if we can recover. Next up, 0 for 3 with a K, third baseman, Leo Rivas. Batting second, 2 for 4 with 2 runs, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And batting third, 2 for 4 with a run, RBI, and a K, who's got a home run in 3 straight games, including this afternoon, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Got to find a way, baby. Going to the bottom of the 9th, 4-4, Mariners and Athletics. All right, we're at 159 likes, 41 to 200. To be a fan of the Mariners in general, you have to be mentally tough. But I feel that, since I've been a fan of this team since the mid-'80s, this has been one of the most challenging, 26 games ever, considering on the talent that we have, but we have injuries, a poor manager, and we never can have starting pitching, bullpen, defense, and hitting come together all in one game. And if they do, it's like one time out of every fucking 10 games. And again, we have to find a way to dig deep here and get this victory. First pitch to Leo Rivas. Bunted foul, 0-1 count. Come on, baby. Got to find a way. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Leo Rivas. Line drive there by Leo, and it drops. Yes! There we go. Great job there by Leo Rivas. Next up is J.P. Crawford. Nice job by Leo. First pitch to J.P. Crawford in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Sinker 94 miles an hour in on that first pitch to J.P. Oh-1 pitch. Canal low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Come on, baby. Bottom of the 9th, tied up at 4. Runner at first, Leo Rivas. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. J.P.'s only got 1 home run on the year, and obviously this would be a fantastic opportunity for him to be able to step up and make a big play. Throw back to first and safe. Let's go, JP. We know JP, some games he'll be hot, some games not so much, but today 2 for 4, but he has made some mistakes with an error early in the game, but he can make up for it here. 2-1 pitch. JP, slow dribbler. Throw to second. Double play on the Mariners. You got to be shitting me. Jesus, how the hell did they get that? That was just a great defensive play there by the Athletics. Worst possible time for that to happen to us. Yikes. But at least we still got one of the hottest hitters on the team who's homered in the last 3 games. Let's see if Cal Raleigh can walk it off right here for the Seattle Mariners. Come on, Cal. I can't believe they just got that double play. Unreal. And Cal with a little dribbler up the middle, and it gets through. No home run for Cal. And another guy that only has 1 home run on the season. Can he be the hero with an RBI or a home run? Let's go, baby. You've been extremely hot in the last 12 games, batting above 300, 18 on-game base streak. Let's go, Julio. Let's fucking go, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Bring that fucking electricity that we need. Let's go. See if Julio can be a hero here. Come on, J-Rod. Please. First pitch, Julio fouls it off himself. Sinker, 94 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Bottom of the 9th inning, runner at first, Cal Raleigh with 2 outs. And they got Hoppy warming up in the pen, and he's coming from AAA. This could be a nightmare. Got to win now. You bring in a AAA pitcher making his first start in the MLB. It could go real sideways quick. Come on, Julio. 0-1 pitch. Julio with a little dribbler. Yes! Julio! Nice single there. Now we got runners at first and second. Here we go. I mean, if we just didn't have that goddamn double play, we would have won this game already. But now we got a guy with an extreme leg kick. And I better see a big one here. 2 for 4 with a run and a K. Can you be the hero? First baseman, Josh Naylor. Come on, Nails. We need a home run or an RBI. Come on, Josh. Oh, man. Everything, that happens to the Mariners in 2026 is just extremely tough. It's like nothing is easy for us this year. And obviously we know how difficult baseball is, but we really haven't been able to get those breaks that other teams have gotten. And again, hopefully we can have a meltdown here, which we already have started to have a little bit of a meltdown. And unfortunately, a double play ruined the first part, of this bottom of the 9th inning, but we recovered and got back-to-back hits with 2 outs, with Cal and Julio. Now it's going to be up to Josh Naylor on being the hero. Let's go. Please, let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Naylor. First pitch to Naylor. Hard hit ball. Left field. Let's go. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Boom. 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 Let's go, baby. Josh Naylor. And think about this. How often do the Mariners get back-to-back-to-back hits? Fucking never. Huge. Josh Naylor, the hero. Mariners 5, Athletics 4. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Yes. Let's go. Man, that felt good. Especially after that double play. Let's go. Man, unbelievable. And we never get back-to-back-to-back hits in fucking any inning. Final score, Mariners 5, Athletics 4. We prevent the sweep. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Fuck yeah. We needed that so bad, more than anybody else. I mean, unless maybe you're a Met fan. Wow. 14-hit game for the Mariners, and Mooney, you almost fucking blew it. But thank God that we have guys that we can rely on in the lineup. Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, and Josh Naylor. Way to be. Let's go over the stat line here real quick before we end up exiting here. We'll start it off with the Athletics. And fucking Rick Riz, he fucking loves it. Let's go. All right, Nick Kurtz, 2 for 4. Shea Langoliers, 1 for 5. Carlos Cortez, 2 for 5. Tyler Soderstrom, 0 for 3. Jacob Wilson, 2 for 4. Jeff McNeil, 1 for 3. Max Muncy, 0 for 2. Lawrence Butler, 0 for 3. And Austin Wins, 1 for 4. Now let's go to the Seattle Mariners. J.P. Crawford, 2 for 5 with 2 runs. Cal Raleigh, 3 for 5 with 2 runs, a home run, and an RBI, homering in 3 straight games. He's back. Julio Rodriguez, 2 for 5 with an RBI. Josh Naylor, 3 for 5 with a run and an RBI and the game winner. And going back to the Astros series, he's one of the bottom 2 hitters in MLB baseball, not just the Mariners, but overall. And adding the leg kick has fucking worked. Great job being the hero today, Josh Naylor. Randy Arosarena, 2 for 3, had a good game. Luke Raley went 0 for 1, and then they brought in Mitch Garver, and we said, oh, God, what are we doing? But then Garver ended up going 1 for 2. Dominic Canzone ended up being in the game, but didn't really do anything, went 0 for 2. They brought in Ref Snyder, but he ended up getting a sac fly and ended up getting a RBI. Cole Young with a rare 0 for 4 game, and then Leo Rivas gave us a little bit of magic to start off the inning 1 for 4 with him and JP, but that double play ended the dreams, momentarily, but we still fought and clawed and scratched our way to a victory. Mooney gets the win. And again, 5 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors by the Athletics. And if anybody needed a fucking victory, it definitely is us Mariner fans. Nice fucking job. Huge. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Unbelievable. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let's go. Appreciate you. $5 holla. Every dollar counts. You too. And again, the Mariners are off tomorrow. And then obviously, as we go, to the day off tomorrow, the NFL draft is tomorrow. So we'll see if we end up doing that tomorrow or if I just spend time with the pup. But again, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we go on the road to face the Cardinals. And with the Cardinals, we know how good they've been this season. It's not going to be easy. We're one of the worst teams on the road with the Astros and the Royals. But again, we still have a chance to be able to make a little bit of magic and feed off this momentum, off this victory. Awesome game. We had to earn it every single at bat, but we got the job done. Final score, Seattle Mariners 5, Athletics 4. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Try dance up, and I am out. Go Mariners.